I've been doing a lot more of these videos, and obviously the more mobility I have, the more freedom I have, the more muscle memory I'm creating, and I've got the workload down to barely any effort at all, provided that no equipment malfunctions, as it tends to do. I like where I'm at. I mean, I like my level of focus and drive, but I've never been a particularly competitive person. And I have to wonder why. I have to wonder why competition has never played much of a role in my life, where I see it just rampant in others. Right? I mean, surely there's some concept that I consider myself to be competing, right? You're competing for resources. And I mean, clearly there's certain types of status that I've sought in my life. From 2011 onward, that's 8 years of my life. I pretty much became devoted to being an educator. But what's funny to me about that, I might have to restart this video just going down this line of thinking. 2011 or 2012 onward, I've really not pursued much more than being an educator. But it's not like I ever said, hey, let's make this official. It's like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. Like, hey, I'm a natural at this. But I'm never going to be accepted by those people who are the gatekeepers into the actual field of education. So I'll just do this unofficial type of education. It's really strange. I mean, it's really strange how we kind of uninvite ourselves from the party. But then in a way, I mean, I'm talking about myself. I helped to create a party outside of the system. We create our own party, which, if I'm totally committed, is a party devoted to the truth, right? Because otherwise, I'm not so sure. But as far as I can tell, I'm doing my best in my pursuit of telling the truth, educating people. I've really got to let that sink in. Because so much of this, you think of it as what needs to be done in that moment. But if I take 2011, 2012, and I stretch it out like a ribbon, that's been 8 years of my life that I've essentially pursued just lifting other people up, educating people, benefiting humanity. And then compared to even a teacher who makes just barely any kind of wages, so much of mine has been pro bono. A lot of pro bono kind of teaching 2011 onward. But you don't, gosh, man, I have to break this down. I'm going to have to devote some serious thought to this. But of course that's what I've been doing. I mean, of course. But to call it that, even for me, even to call it that, I feel like I'm cheapening it. And it occurs to me in my last video, that's what I called myself a teacher. I'm looking for a student. It's like it's like a trade-off that I did. Because what I'm really talking about is a life partner. But I'm so insecure about showing the world, hey, I'm really vulnerable in this one particular way, that you would all understand if I just said it. So instead of giving you that, I'm going to trade you for the word teacher-student. But both of those things are incredibly valuable to me, and I feel vulnerable. Jesse desires to be a teacher. Jesse desires a life partner. Is this a neurotic video? Well, the more questions like this I ask, it will be. But why can't I just admit that to myself? Why can't I just admit to myself, hey, I want a life partner. I deserve a life partner. I want to devote my life to somebody. I want to hustle. I want to make this work. Gosh. What the hell, man? 8 years in education. In 8 years of guerrilla marketing and guerrilla education. See, that's what I think of myself. I think of myself more as a marketer. I think of myself as a warrior. But I'm an educator. I'm a warrior educator. Damn it. Do you understand?